Okay. So now, today, I'm just going to tell you that we are just going to see the actions which is related to the message box. Okay. So we have these several message box activities or the actions into this Power Automate desktop application. So into this message box, in the previous session, we have seen that how we can display the message, right? If you want to display the message, we can use the display message. So for that one, we are going to create a new flow. So click on this new, click on the flow, and it is asking the name of the flow. So I'm just giving the name as 21st June 26. Now simply click on a create. Now it's gonna create the interface for you where you will be able to see the actions in the left panel, right? So now if I scroll it down, so you can see this message box related all actions. Okay. So the first action is a display message. So this display message is what? Display message, if I talk about, the first is display message. So display message is basically when you want to convey some message to the user. So if you want to convey some message to the user, like activity has been completed, task is completed, or something like this. Okay. So in that case, we basically use this display message. So as we drag this display message into this canvas, now you will see this input parameters it is asking for. Message box title, suppose I have just given the message box title that day 2 Power Automate. Okay. And the message I just want to display, hi all, thanks for joining the session. Okay, like this. And once I hit on this save, so now when I will run this, so it's gonna execute and it will show me this message which I have written here. So which is what? Which is basically this message it is going to display us. Now, one thing if you observe here, you can see the message, right? Now, one thing if you observe in the previous session, as I explained, whatever the buttons you are able to see and whatever the actions you are going to take it, okay, cancel, yes, no, all the things are going to store into this pre-generated variables. Pre-generated is what? Which is generated by the action itself. Okay, it is generated by the flow. We have not generated it. It is generated by the flow. So if I will click on the OK, so now you can see it is displaying over here, right? So OK is reflecting over here. Now for an example, the value which we have hard coded it, right? Which we have hard coded it. If you want to make this dynamic, so in the UI path also, if you have seen, when you want to make any of the value in the display and that value should be the dynamic. So dynamic is what? Either you are taking some input from the user, correct? You are taking some input from the user, then you are going to display into the message box. That is the one part or not? One is what? You are taking the input from the user. You take the input from the user, and then that input you are going to store into a variable, correct? And then that variable you are just going to call it into the message box. Yes or no? Right? This is something you follow in the UI path or not? Correct? Now, the same thing, I just want to go here. So what I want to take the input from the user. Okay. So we have that input activities in the UI path, but here we have a display input dialog. What we have? Display input dialog. So second is display input dialog. So display input dialog is what? When you want to take the input from the user. So if you want to take the input from the user, you have to go with this display input dialog. action. So if I drag this display input dialog on the top, so now you can see it is asking me what title you want to display. So I want to display the title, enter the name. Now here, I just want to put the message, please enter the name. Okay, this one. Default value is what? If you want to display some default value to the user, then here we can pass it. Otherwise, this is not mandatory. Okay. Now here, the input type you can see, you want to go with a single line, password, or the multi-line. Okay. If you will just go for this password, it will just show you the input into the masking. So now here, I just want to go with this one where I'm taking the name from the user. And now if you see that it is going to generate these two variables, right? Two variables are going to generate. What are the variables name? One is a user input. Second is a button press to. In the user input, your value, which user will provide to us, that value is going to store into this user input. And the button where you will be able to see the OK. So the OK action is going to store into this button press to. If you do not want to go for this button press to, you can uncheck that. Just expand this. In this toggle button, you can turn it off. So this variable is not going to produce, right? And the user input variable, which is going to create, it will hold the value which user is going to provide us. You can rename this variable also. If you want to rename that, you can click on that and you can say example, I say employee name. I can customize this variable. I can rename this variable. Now, if I click on a OK, now you can see the variable is created over here. You can see EMP name. And now here in this display message, instead of making this hard code, I'm just gonna call the variable. So what I will say, hi, and then after that, I just want to take the name of the user. Suppose I just want to display, hi Anup, good morning, like this one, whatever the name user is providing us. So here I just want to call the variable. So what is my variable name? EMP name. So here we call the variable in the percentage symbol, right? In the percentage symbol. So my variable name is what? EMP name. So I called that variable. Hi, then the name of the variable within this percentage. Remember that. The variable is called within the percentage. Okay. Then after that, I just want to mention good morning. Okay. Now if I click on a save and now if I run this, so first it will show me the input dialog. Here you can see it is asking me the name, right? So if I just provide the name as a Anup and if I just click on the OK, now you can see, hi Anup, good morning, right? If I rerun this, if I rerun this, and now you can see it is asking the name. If I say name is Shravya, if I click on a OK, so you can see, hi Shravya, good morning, right? So whatever the name I'm just entering, it is showing me that name only. Correct. So in this case, what is happening? We have used this display input dialog. So display input dialog is what? When you want to take the input from the user. So in that case, we use the display input dialog. Then we have seen that how to call the variable. So if you want to call the variable in Power Automate, so the variable is called within the percentage symbol. Remember that. Within the percentage symbol, we call the variable. Example, I just want to create one more input dialog box here. And here, I just want to ask uh, course name. Okay, course name. So here, I just want to ask, please enter the course name. Suppose I just given that, right? So here, I'm just gonna turn off this button press 2 because this variable is not required to me. So here I can rename this variable. I can say this is a course name. So now here I just want to take the two input from the user. First one, name is there. Second is course name is there. Name is gonna store into this EMP name variable, which is this one, and course name is going to store into this course name variable. So now the final message which I want to display to the user, I just want to display whatever the name user is providing and whatever the course. Example, the message should reflect like, hi Anup, good morning, you are interested in, then whatever the course user is providing to us. Example, hi Anup, good morning, you are interested in Power Automate course, something like that. So here you can see you have called that variable, hi Anup, good morning. Okay, this variable, whatever the value will store, good morning, you are interested in the, then whatever the course we have provided. So what is the variable? Course name. We can call the variable by clicking on this X symbol. You can see in curly braces, we say select variable. If you click on that, you will see all the variables which are generated in the flows. So now I can double click on that variable and you can see automatically it written the variables into this percentage. Now, so you are interested in the UiPath or whatever Power Automate course, something like that. Okay. And then I say, thank you. So this kind of a message should get reflect. Now, if I click on a OK, and now if I run this, so it will ask, first of all, the name. I say name. It will ask me course. I say Power Automate, desktop, and cloud. I given like this. Now, if I click on a OK, you can see, Anup, good morning. You are interested in Power Automate desktop and cloud course. Understood, everyone? How to call the variables? Clear?
Yeah, no, everything is clear. I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
My question is that these variables life restrict to the specific scope or they are globally available?
Globally means that in this process, you can use it anywhere. The globally is what? It is basically you are asking that if we have the sub pages, right? Like you just go for the sequences, yes or no? In the UI path I'm talking about, you have a main page,
Yeah.
which is a main.xml, but you also create the individual sequence page, which you call it with the invoke workflow, right? So if you have
Yeah.
created one variable in a one sequence, but if you just want to use in another sequence, so there you just go for that argument related parts or not,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Means through argument we can pass variables between scope.
In the UI path I am saying, but here directly we can call
Yes,
it.
yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, here we can directly call it. Suppose if you have created this
Okay,
EMP
okay.
name variable here, na, and if I want to call in any other page, so directly I
Mm-hmm.
can go for this one. Here is no concept just like a argument or something. Okay, this one.
Okay, understand.
Okay. So in the UI path, if you see in the UI path, because this question which you have asked, it is a very valid question, and this question was asked from my several students as they have worked on the UI path, Blue Prism, and Power Automate. So the question was asked, tell me if I have a one variable and that variable has a some value and that variable I just want to call in the any other pages. So how you will use that? So in the UI path, you call that argument. Yes or no? By helping of this argument, you call that variable from one page to another page. Correct? In the Power Automate desktop, okay, we call it as a PAD, Power Automate desktop. Here, you can directly call. You can directly call. Okay. In the Blue Prism, if you will just go for the blue prism, so in the blue prism is what? If you will just go for this blue prism, so in the blue prism, when you define the variable, so variable comes with a data item. So in this data item, there is one checkbox. There you will see one checkbox which says, do you want to use this variable in any of the other sequence or in any of the other pages also? If you check that, then you can use this variable in the other pages also, right? So every tool has the different method to use the variable from one page to the another page. It is clear, right? So that's what I told in my first session. If you say that you have work on the UI path, so the same you can implement into this Power Automate desktop in or in any other tool. Answer is no, because the interface is completely different. The functionality is completely different, right? Only the verbal concepts you can say. If I ask you, if you are giving the interview for the Blue Prism, if I ask you what is a variable, you will say the variable is a container where we can store any of the value and we can use into our flows. Same definition you will also give in the UiPath interview question. Same definition you will also give in the Power Automate desktop interview, right? Answer is same in the terms of this, but in the practical, it is completely different to use those variables, right? And in the UiPath, if you see that when you just create any of the variable, if you have seen in the last session, which I explained. So in the last session, I told you when we create any variable, we have to define the data type, right? But here directly it detects the data type. Okay. So now here you can see display input dialog we have seen and how to call that variable, this concept. Okay. So we have seen one thing, call the variable in Power Automate desktop. So how to call the variable? Variable always written in percentage. Okay, between percentage. Okay, like here, between percentage. Okay, then what is a variable? Like this one. Okay, always remember this concept. Okay, this is very important. How to call the variable. So variable always call into this percentage symbol. It is clear. The display input dialog and display message, these two actions are clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now the third one, if you want, yeah, any doubt? No? Okay. Now if I ask you, you have to give the some functionality to the user also. You want to take the input from the user, but that is a date. But that is a date. So I just want to give some functionality to the user that you will be able to see the calendar. Okay, you will be able to see the calendar. So tell me one thing, as you have used the UI path, and if I want to take the input from the user and it should reflect like the calendar, so user can select any of the date. Have you seen this kind of a functionality in the UI path? To
No.
dis No, right? But here you can see, if I drag this select date dialog and I can say, please select, or this is I say, uh, example, date of joining, and I say, please select the date of joining. Okay. So here we have a different concept, single date or date range. Okay. Single date is what? Example, single date is used there on those places like I'm asking the date of joining. I am asking the date of birth, right? Something like that, where I require the single date, correct? Or the example, last working day. But the date range is used in that case where, for an example, you want these date to extract the data from the web page. For example, in the web page, there is a start date and there is a end date. And I just say, I want to fetch the data from the 1st January 2026 to 31st January 2026. So we have this date range or not? Start date and end date. You have seen that kind of applications in the organization as well, right? Where you want to pull the range of the data, correct? So where you have
Yes,
the
sir.
start date and you have a end date, you want the data of these range. So in that case, you select the date range, which is the two dates. Can you see this one? Now it will ask you the two different dates, the two different dates. Now it will ask you, right? So it will ask you the two different date. Can you see this one? So when it will run, it is generating how many variables now? If I have selected this date range, selected date, second selected date. So this is a first selected date. This is a second selected date. Yes or no? First one is start date, second is a end date. But as soon I just select only the single date, then how many variables are going to produce for the date? Only the one or not? Correct? Because there will be only the one date, right? So now here, this is a selected date. I can rename this. I can say this is a date of joining. Okay. Now if I click on a save, now I clicked on a save. Now here, if you see that, I'm just going to display the message. So you are interested in this course and you want to join from, then I just want to show the date. So I will just go here and I will select the date of joining. In the date of joining, you can see if I expand this, can you see this kind of a hierarchy? I can show the year, I can show the month, I can show the day. Yes or no? Day of the week, hour, minute, second. Individually, I can show this over here. And in the UI path, if you are taking any input from the user in the terms of the date, so you have to extract this year, month, and day separately. But here, this hierarchy is created automatically or not? Yes or no? Right? So
Yeah.
now, as of now, I just want to go for entire date. So it will show me, I'm just selecting the date of joining and click on the save. So now here, I'm just gonna run this. And here I say the name is Praveen. Course name, I say Power Automate. And once you go here, can you see the calendar or not? See, yes or no? You can go here. See, this is a calendar or not? If you click here, if you click here in the drop down, if you click on this, see, I can go in any of the year or not. Correct? So example, if I'm just gonna select, for example, I say 22nd June. And if I click on OK, it is reflecting that or not? Hi Praveen, good morning. You are interested in Power Automate course and you want to join from this date. Yes or no? Is this clear?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is clear, sir.
Okay. So here
Yes, sir.
you can see that this is something we have because in this case, if you are using that display input dialog and you say from the user that please enter the date. So user can enter the date in any of the format. Na? Then once you will just go for the automation, you will face the challenges of this formatting, date formatting related issues. So instead of that, it's better you give the choice to the user to select it from the dialog box. Okay. The next one you can see. So we have seen display select dialog, date dialog. Okay. Third is what? Display select date dialog. So this basically we use we when you want to take the date selection from the user. Okay. Single date or date range. Date range is what? Two date selection. this one. So in this case, we use this display select date dialog. Okay. Now, if you see that the next one, we have this display select from dialog. If you just go for this display select from dialog, as soon I just drag it, you will be able to see to choose the item from the list, right? If you want to create the list, we can use that. Example, suppose I just want to go for the country, okay, or go for the city. I'm just gonna drag it and I say location, okay, and I say messages, please select the location. And location I'm just creating here, like example, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, okay, Mumbai, something like that. And here, if you see here, if you see, it is creating these two variables over here, selected item, selected index number, and button pressed. Okay. So selected item is what? Selected item is basically the value which I will select, like Delhi or Bangalore. It is going to store into this. Okay. It is going to store into this only. Selected index is what? It will work on the index number. Okay. Let me tell you one by one. So I'm just going for this. First of all, I'm going with this selected item. Okay. I'm generating both the variables, but I will just show you with the help of selected item first. Now here you can see in this display, I just want to show you as well. And your location is then whatever the location. So what is my variable? This one, selected item, right? I selected this one. And now you can see, and now I just want to click save. Now if I run this, now if I run this, so if you see that it's gonna display you the pop-up, I say name is Gopi Chan. Okay. Now if I click on OK, course is Power Automate. Now date of joining, that is basically the date of joining is this one. You can see the drop down or not, right? If I select Hyderabad, and now if I click on a OK, can you see this the message? Yes or no? Location is Hyderabad, correct? So when you just want to go on the basis of item, okay, then you have to go for the selected item. And now if you see for this one, what index is generating for the Hyderabad?
3.
3. If you go here, Hyderabad is what? Here. So it means the index number start from the 0 or not? 0, 1, 2. Then the Hyderabad will come on the 3 or not?
Yes, sir.
Correct? So index number starts from which position in the Power Automate desktop? 0. So if somebody asks you, this is the interview question, from where the index number gets a start. So it start from the 0. Okay, it is start from the 0. Now if I ask you, you have to you have to take on always that city which is coming on the first number. It means on the 0 index number. Just like currently the Delhi is coming, I need the Delhi. Tomorrow, if on the 0, if any other city is coming, that should reflect. So I'm not going with the name of this one. I just want to go for what? I just want to go for what? Selected index number. So then what we can do is we can also follow the path, but here, whatever the city you will select, understand this concept. Whatever the city you will select, it will go and generate this index number. And on the index number, it is going to reflect it. Example, let me show this to you. If I just go here and if I say in place of this selected item, I'm just going with selected index. Okay, remember this. Now here, if I run this flow, and here I say Anup, then Power Apps. Now, date, suppose I selected this one. I selected this here, Delhi. Delhi is on the zero index number. If I click on that, what it is reflecting you? What message you were getting? Zero or not?
Zero.
Zero or not? Correct. So if you want to show the index number in the some places, if you need the index number, right? So in that case, what you can do is you can use the select index number. So if you will select anything over here, so it will show the index number. You can see index number is 3 now. Yes or no? Understood? So if you need this index number, on the basis of the index number, you want to perform the sum lookup. In that case, you can use it. But majorly, we just perform this selected item. Whatever the item it is selecting, I just want to go with that. So both the choices, both the options, they have just provided to you. It is clear. Understood now?
Yes, Anup.
Okay, so whenever you want
Yeah.
to create your own list, that user should be able to select the item from the list. Always go from the display select from list dialog. Okay, always remember that. Okay, start. So you have understood now where we have to use the input dialog, where we have to use the select date dialog, and where we have to use the list dialog, right? So list dialog is what? Display, the fourth one we have seen, display list dialog, right? So display list dialog is what? Where or when you want to create the list of the items, right? You want to create the list of the items and want to select items from the list only. So in that case, you can use this display list dialog. Okay. The next one, if you see, we have this display select file dialog. Okay. Display select file dialog. So this is what? This is basically the browse activity. Okay. It is browse action to select the file. If you want that when user will run this, so user will be able to select the file, right? User will be able to select the file. As in the UI path, also you just go for the file dialog activity actions, right? So now if you see that, if I'm just gonna drag it, okay, suppose if I'm just gonna drag it. So now you can see dialog title. So it is asking what title you want to show. I say file selection. Okay, this is a title. And if you want to give the some initial folder that directly it should go into that folder, you can give it. Otherwise, you can leave it blank. Okay, otherwise you can leave it blank. Now here, whatever the file is going to be selected, it will store the file in this variable, which is what? Selected file. Now, if I just simply click on save. So now I just want to run this action. Okay. So now if you will directly click on this run button, it will start from the first action. Okay. Start from the first action. But I want to run from where? I want to run from this display select file dialog. So if I do the right click here, can you see run from here? Right? I want to run from this. If I do the right click and if I click here, I'm getting this run from here or not? Right? If I click on this, so it will start from where? From the line number 6. Right? If you see that, I got this pop-up or not? File selection dialog box. Tell me. Yes or no? Correct? Now here, I can go in any of the folders. Suppose if I just want to select any of the file. Suppose I just want to select this store data file. And now if I click on OK, can you see into this selected file, what file I have selected? this file or not? Yes or no? This file or not? Correct? You can see everything over here, the complete information. What is a full file path name? What is the name, extension, all this. And in the upcoming sessions, we will also see about these properties because this is very, very important. And how to call the properties, that we will see that. Okay? Because everything is coming into this selected file only. So from this variable, if I just want to call, example, I just want to show only this file name. So how I can show this to you, right? So that variable which is having all these properties, and if you want to use any of these properties, then how you can use that, we will also see that. So now here, if you see, so it has taken the file path which I have selected it, right? So this is what, this is basically the display select file dialog. Clear? It is a browse activity. Now tell me one thing. When I did right click on this line number 6, action number 6, I'm getting this option or not? Run from here, right? Alt F5. Yes or no? Correct? But now here, if you go into this display message, if I'm clicking, I'm also getting here or not? But in the some cases, if you are not able to see, because this is an interview question, remember that. Okay. In the some cases, you will see as a disable. It will be disable only when there is a dependency from the previous actions. Okay. So we will see that in the practical sessions also. So this display select dialog is what? Display select dialog is basically which help you to select the file. If you open that, we have the multiple properties here, right? It will also check if the file exists or not. So in the UI path, if you see that, you have also that browse activity, but there, are you able to see if the file exists? For this, you will use the different activities or not, additional actions. But here, it has given you here itself. By toggling this button, you can manage this, right? So example, if I just want to go for this allow file selection, okay, multiple selections. If I just go for this one, and now if I run this, so this time, if I'll just go for the multiple selections file, then see how it will show this to you. Example, I'm just selecting the two files, employee file and store data file. Now, if I click on open, so if you go into the selected files, now if you see both the files are captured here or not. This is the first file, employee CSV. After that, we have a second file. If you want to see that, click on the view. So both the files are reflecting over here or not? Tell me. First file and second file, right? So this is something where you can use it. For example, if I give you the one task to automate that I want to do the data consolidation. So if you have a folder and there are a multiple files are placed, and whatever the files are placed, I want to consolidate the data. So I want to work on that folder activities. Yes or no? So this is something I can utilize there, that I just want to go for this file activity, then I want to go for this file activity and so on, right? And this is what? This is a list of files. Can you see? This is what? This is a list, right? This is what? This is a list. And if you see that into this more, if you click on that, you can see all the informations over there related to the first file. Then here you can see related to the second file informations. Correct? And here, if you see that outside this variable value, if you see that this variable value I'm talking about, it is ending with what? Square bracket or not? Square bracket or not? It is
Yes,
starting
sir.
with what? Square bracket or not? The file name is capturing within this square bracket or not? Tell me, right?
Yes.
This square bracket indicate the list. Remember that. In Python also, if you learn this, this is the same things they have used it over here for the better understanding that it is capturing your files in the form of the list. Okay. In the Python also, the list is used into this square bracket. Okay. Same here. It is showing that same concept. It is starting with this square bracket, ending with this square bracket. In between, whatever the values are coming now, these values are basically you can call it as an item or the elements. It means this is my first value. This is my second value, right? So tell me one thing. Just now, I have told you in the Power Automate desktop, index number starts from which position?
0.
0. So the first file will have the index number 0. The next file will have the index number what?
1.
1. If you see that, let me show this to you. If I go into the view, can you see this or not? 0 and 1.
Yes, sir.
So this is what? This is a index number, index position. If you will use the 0, it is indicating this employee CSV file. If you will use this 1, it is indicating this store data CSV file, right? So if you have the multiple files and if you want to read the properties from there, so we can also go into that one. Okay, this is very interesting topic. So we will see that practically when we will just go for the data consolidation related things. Is this clear, everyone, till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for today, I'm just keeping the session till here. So what we have seen so far, we have started this message boxes activities or the actions where we have seen display message when you want to convey some message to the user. Display input dialog is what? When you want to take the input from the user. Display select date dialog when you want to give the date selection functionality to the user. So user can select the single date also or the date range also. It means the two date selections. Display list dialog is what? When you want to create the list of the items and you want user should be able to select from the drop down. Okay. And display select file dialog is basically what? When you want to give the browse action to select any of the file. It can be single file. It can, or I can write in this way. User can select the single file or multiple files, right? This one. For the multiple files, you have to turn on that functionality from this toggle button. If you double click, so you have to check this box, allow multiple selections. If you will not allow this one, so in that case, it is going to allow you only the single file. Okay, remember that one. It is clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now if you see that, if I will just select any of the date from here, the date which I have just given you in the line number 3. So tell me one thing. If user is entering, suppose user is entering the name as a Anup. So Anup is the text or not? The data type I'm asking. It is a text data type,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So you will see, can you see in this employee name variable, are you able to see this T or not?
Yes.
Yes, T is indicating the text. If I just provide any numeric values, automatically the data type will be detected. For the date, when I'm just going for this date selection, so here the date and time both are coming. Can you see this icon? In curly braces, X is written or not? This one.
Mm.
What does it indicating? The date which is coming, that is into the date time. If I open this, if I click on the view, what is the data type here? Date time or not?
Date.
right? So here we do not need to declare the data type. If you are defining a variable, you do not need to declare a data type. But if you go for in any other RPA tool like Blue Prism or the UiPath, when you create the variable, you also select the data type or not. Correct? But here, automatically, it will detect the data type on the basis of assigned value or on the basis of the generated value in that variable. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have seen all these things for the today. So before we wrap up the session, anyone has any doubt or any query, then please to let me know.
So, Anup, I just have a small query here.
Mhm.
So, like as you shown the display input dialog and everything is related to message boxes, right?
Hmm.
So, if we are doing any automation related to folder or file or selecting the list of items in a
Hmm.
unattended automation,
Hmm. Hmm.
so can we use these display messages and bot only can select the item from the list or selecting the file, getting the file details?
Yes.
So,
So
is it,
yeah.
yeah,
So tell me if you want that bot should automatically select that one. Yes or no?
yes, yes,
Correct. So if you want that bot should automatically select, so it means that file should be placed on a particular folder or not.
correct,
Correct. So in that case, if you see that in the file dialog, that's why they have given this initial folder or not. This one.
yes,
So in the unattended mode, I will just give the path of the folder. So bot will go into this particular folder only.
okay.
Okay. So into this particular folder, bot will go and bot will check it.
Okay, so no need to display this message or details, right?
No, in
While
that
bot is running. Okay,
in that case, that is not required. In case that
okay,
is not
okay,
required.
okay.
And
Where can we toggle that off
which
to
one?
do
See,
not display? Yeah.
so if you just want to go for this display dialog, right? This one. So it will
Okay,
go for the pop-up. But if you will just give the path here, if you will just
okay.
give the path here, for an
Mm-hmm,
example, suppose if I just go here into my download folder, and now for an example, if I just give this path, okay,
okay,
I'm just gonna give this folder path here. Now I'm just gonna select and right click and run this.
okay.
So it is executed. Now it's gonna directly jump on that particular folder or not?
Yes,
It will land on that particular page, right?
okay,
Then you can automate when then the next section you have to add what? Once it is coming over here, then bot will select all this file and bot will click on this open button. Yes or no?
correct. Okay.
Because you have to perform the activity into this browse page, the click activity. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Correct. But with the help of the bot, you can directly land on that particular folder. Clear?
Okay, okay.
This one. So
Yeah,
this is basically the concept. Okay. In the next
yes,
session, we will
understood.
just go for
So,
the customized user form. Yeah.
Anup, I have Anup Praveen this side. I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
one question. Do we have any automation framework for Power Automate?
Automation framework. Can you just describe in more details what exactly your question?
Like
Like,
we have RA in
no.
UiPath.
Ha. So if you just go for this RE framework concept, right? So we do not have this anything into this Power Automate. We do not have. Okay.
okay. So no need to maintain any template or condition-based frameworks, right?
No,
Here. Okay,
no,
okay.
no. And here, if you see in the UI path, when you just go for any of the activities like PDF related or anything, so you have to install the package first of all or not,
Yes,
correct? And you observe one thing when you are just installing any of the package, so it is taking the space from the C drive. Yes or no?
Yes.
Correct. And suppose today, tell me, today you have installed the one package. For example, one Excel package you have installed. Okay, that is version example taking as a 2.0. Now, tomorrow, if you are deploying this bot and if your version got changed, so you have to maintain this version or not?
Yes,
Will
sir.
you correct? But here we do
Yeah.
not need to install any kind of a packages. Everything is here into this action itself. We have to drag and drop, and we have to automate. That's it. No packages at all. So,
So, since we do not have any packages specific like for
hmm,
SAP automation, don't
hmm.
you think it will be a more
See, no, no,
tough
no, no, no,
task
no.
to automate?
SAP is here, na? See,
Okay,
every,
sorry,
ev
I have not used it.
no
Yeah.
problem. Everything is here itself. They have created. It means additional. You do not need to perform anything. Like you just go for manage packages. You search for that. You install that. Correct. Everything they have created you for you into this action itself. Right? If I just want to go for co-pilot related studio, I want to evaluate any agent, I want to run any agent like this, right? Local LLM, invoke the LLM models, right? Like Olama, if I just want to go for, I can run these models from here also. And for this one, if you have seen, if you want to go for this one, you have to go into the orchestrator, you have to create the things that there, then you will just call that model. Yes or no? Correct. But now
Right.
here we do not need to go anywhere. Everything is here itself. Everything is here itself. Right? Only we have to use it here. Like you can see, if I go for Excel related, you can see all the Excel related things here. This one, if you go in more advanced, this is the advanced related. See all the things here. I do not need to go for any package related things. So if something gets updated, you do not need to worry about that your bot will is stuck. No, because it is not dependent on any of the packages. Got my point? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why, because of this, most of the companies are using now this one. Okay, that is one of the reason. Every tool has its own pros and cons, right? But here you can see when I'm just telling you the differentiate between the other RPA tools, not especially in the UiPath. I'm calling that UiPath because you guys are working on that and you are well aware. So easily you can understand that concept, right? So in any of the other RPA tool, we have a different methods, right? Here we have a different method. So you can do the some comparison very easily. Okay, great. So it is clear, everyone? Any other
Yes,
question?
sir.
No?
So this
Yeah.
doesn't have assistant and orchestrator like that separately.
Sorry, can you repeat it?
So in UiPath we have UiPath assistant and orchestrator component
Hmm.
separately, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the equivalent for that in Power Automate?
Yes. So orchestrator is what? If you just go for this orchestrator, so orchestrator means from where you are handling your bots. Yes or no? Correct. So what you do
Mm-hmm.
in UiPath Studio, you create the flow, then you just publish. Once you publish, it goes where? Into the orchestrator.
Orchestrator.
Correct. Now, here for this orchestrator, if I talk about, so we have this Power Automate Cloud. If I just go into this My Flows, if I go into this desktop flows, I'm able to see all the flows or not. Can you see this 21st June? Can you
Yeah.
see 12 minutes ago? Yes or no? So
Yes.
whatever the flow you will just create into this desktop, all the flows you are just going to see it over here, right? And from here, once you will have the license version, can you see this option as a share option, right? So if I want to share with any other user, I can share this one as well. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So this deployment concepts, we will also discuss it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question, anyone, if you have, or it is
So
clear?
look,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, Anup, have you differentiated a global and local concept here?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay,
The
okay.
global, local variables, how to call that variables, everything we will cover into the session. We are
Sure, sure.
starting from the scratch, from the basic fundamentals you should be aware from. We will go step by step, everything. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the session. And I hope it was great learning for you. Right. I did my
Yes, Anup.
best. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Anup, it was
Okay.
good.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone.